Being stuck in survival mode is something we all have experienced. Life can get overwhelming and we often feel we're simply getting by rather than truly living. While this may be okay for short term, it is not the way to live long term. Islam offers so many tools on how to get out of this state and live a life of purpose and tranquility. In this video, I'll share with you how to get out of survival mode so you can transition from merely surviving to truly thriving. But first, let's clarify what it means to be in survival mode. It's when you feel overwhelmed, constantly anxious, and simply going through the motions just to make it through the day. It's a state where you're reacting instead of responding or being proactive in your life, and you find yourself disconnected from joy, gratitude, and purpose. In other words, you are trying to survive the day, which means you are not enjoying the day. I will mention 8 tools to help you get out of survival mode. You may find some tools more beneficial than others, so think about which ones you resonate with and put those into action. Implement them in your life. Now, the first tool is Tawakkul, which means to trust your affairs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the Quran, Allah advises us to put our trust in Him, and He tells us that He loves those who do put their trust in Him. When you rely solely on your abilities, you will feel weighed down by the burdens of this world. But when you remember that Allah is all-powerful and all-wise, and that your role is to do your best and leave the rest to Him, your perspective shifts. You will begin to understand that you're not alone in your life. You are not alone in your struggles. No one is. This shift in mindset can help lift some of the heavy weight that makes you feel like you are just surviving. Another important tool is Dhikr, the remembrance of Allah. It is in the remembrance of Allah that hearts find rest. Ultimately, Dhikr is a means to connect with Allah. It's like connecting yourself to an energy source so that you can be energized and rejuvenated. Think of a device that needs to be plugged in to be charged. If it is not plugged in, it will die. Dhikr is like that in our lives. That's why our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The parable of one who remembers his Lord and the one who does not remember his Lord is like the living and the dead." Dhikr gives us life. Dhikr will remind you of Allah's greatness and His ongoing presence, which brings comfort to the heart. It's an extremely powerful way to be mindful and in the present. Dua is another powerful tool. When you're in survival mode, converse with Allah. Remember that Allah is close. He hears everything you say, everything you feel, and everything you think. Tell Him about your struggles. Ask Him for help. Ask Him to help you and your loved ones near and far. Never ever underestimate the power of dua. Our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Nothing can change the divine decree except dua." This is how powerful dua is. Your dua can trigger the changes that put you into survival mode in the first place. Then there is gratitude, shukr. By remembering the blessings you have in your life and thanking Allah for them, especially in difficult times, it can help to shift your mindset. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to survival mode because it forces you to focus on what is good rather than what is lacking. We all have so many blessings in our lives, even when we are going through hardships. With the ongoing practice of gratitude, you will be able to make it a habit to remember the blessings in your life. You will be able to rewire your brain to see the blessings that exist around you, which will then help you to better cope with the challenges. Then, in survival mode, our Salah, our 5 daily prayers, can become rushed or even neglected. But Salah is more than just an obligation. It is a powerful tool to ground you. When you stand in Salah, try to be fully present. Visualize that you are standing before your Creator, pouring your worries and anxieties to Him. Feel your movements as you bow down and prostrate, because in these movements, you demonstrate with your actions that Allah is the Creator and you are His servant. Such humility will give you so much strength because it will remind you to rely on Allah's power rather than trying to rely on yourself. Islam teaches us balance in all aspects of life. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Your body has a right over you, your eyes have a right over you, and your spouse has a right over you. Often, we get stuck in survival mode because we've neglected one or more aspects of our well-being, whether it's our physical health, mental health, or our relationships. Reflect on where you might be out of balance. Are you getting enough rest? Are you taking care of your body, mind, and soul? Balance is key to moving from a state of constant reaction to one of mindful action. If you don't take care of yourself, you will not be able to take care of others. Remember the instructions they give on the plane in case of emergency. Put the mask on yourself before helping others with their mask. Because if you're not well, you cannot help others. So when you're in survival mode, look after your needs. This isn't being selfish, it's being wise. Another essential tool is seeking support. Islam emphasizes the importance of the ummah, the community. We are not meant to face our struggles alone. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The believers in their mutual kindness, compassion, and sympathy are just like one body." If you're feeling overwhelmed, reach out. Reach out to family, friends, or community members who can offer support, advice, or even just a listening ear. Also, don't hesitate to get professional help if needed as well. Sharing your struggles can lighten the load and remind you that others care about your well-being. One powerful way to break out of survival mode is to set meaningful intentions. Actions will be judged according to intentions, according to a hadith of our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him. Begin each day by setting an intention to serve Allah in whatever way you can. It doesn't have to be grand. It could be as simple as smiling at someone, making dua for others or for the ummah, or working on self-improvement. When you have a purpose, even mundane tasks can become acts of worship. This can give you a sense of fulfillment rather than feeling like you're going through the motions of life. Dear brothers and sisters, survival mode is a challenging place to be, but it's important to remember that Allah has not abandoned you. He is closer to you than your jugular vein, and He hears your every call. He has provided you with immense tools to help you to get out of survival mode and to live a fulfilling life. We just need to be able to pick up those tools and apply them in our lives. As I mentioned, think about which tools you resonate with the most. Pick those up and apply them in your life. You will feel much better, and your life will be more fulfilling as a result.